So with the Crash Bandicoot trilogy remastered from the ground up being distributed by Activision and Vicarious Visions coming in 2017, there have been speculations or discussions on whether the series will continue or not. Now, you have to keep in mind that it's been almost 10 years since Crash Bandicoot's been in action. That is a long time. Sure, Crash's announcement at E3 was extremely hyped and he gained relevance a lot quicker than some could even imagine, which is fantastic, but there needs to be more of a push for the series. And what do we have coming out on Sunday? Skylanders Imaginators. Crash and Cortex are in it, which means a new generation of children can get to familiarize themselves with the characters, discover what they're like by playing the Thump and Wumpa Islands expansion pack, and eventually looking into the series and having their parents or guardians invest in the remastered trilogy for PlayStation 4. It's simple stuff once you look at it from a business perspective, or just connect the dots. I've said it before. Also, the PlayStation Experience event is happening from December 3rd to the 4th, so it's very likely, at least I believe that it's very likely that we'll see footage of the trilogy remaster there. We already know that Crash and Cortex are in Skylanders, Imaginators, and the remastered trilogy are going to be a thing, so what's next? Well, there was one rumor that Sony Japan Studios were making a new Crash Bandicoot game. And as you guys know or may know, they are responsible for knack, so I wouldn't be completely surprised. I don't know if it's true. I hope it's true, but we don't know what really solidifies that situation. However, there was one interview where the European PlayStation boss Jim Ryan said that he'd quote-unquote tease us more or something along those lines. Just check this clip out.
Few other secrets you've kept under wraps, but I mean, Crash Bandicoot is such a. I mean, I don't know any other game that has been top of the chart for like 3-4 years. The PS1 classic, it's just kept on selling, and we haven't seen a sequel. It's crazy. But could you tell us what sort of, how is this deal structured? And because it's a little bit complicated with the remaster of a game that's actually sort of yours, and then Activision and all the parties involved.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated, and it would really rather bore your viewers. So
I think they're interested.
It would take too long. But we're simply delighted to have this legendary, iconic property, and to be able to kind of refresh it and bring it to PlayStation 4. That's something special for us, because on the one hand you've got this new stuff that's coming, but on the other hand you've got this rich, heritage and history of PlayStation properties, and to be able to update them and refresh them is wonderful.
And even if it's a remaster, and we're delighted about that, it does give us a little more hope that perhaps one day we'll see a new Crash Bandicoot as well.
We've got to keep you guys hoping for stuff that's going to come in the future. It's tease you a little bit as well.
Okay, now this may or may not mean that he's indicating that there's a new game coming, or it could just be about the remastered trilogy gameplay. I don't know where to stand on that, but it's definitely interesting. Speaking of a new Crash Bandicoot game, I personally wouldn't hate the idea of a reboot, but I wouldn't want a full reboot though. I prefer a soft reboot or just a Crash Bandicoot platformer that offers a new experience. If a developer does plan on rebooting the series, just give it new life that will hopefully apply to all demographics and at least 80% of the community. Everyone isn't going to adjust quickly to accept change like others, so I can't say what they should or shouldn't like, because preferences exists. But if you accept the Crash Bandicoot series for what it's become, then I think you could take a calm breather and stop whining and move on. Aside from that, I personally think we'll get a new Crash Bandicoot game in the future, a new experience or a soft reboot. If it's a full reboot, whatever, I won't care personally. Let's just see what the series is capable of and not underestimate the potential that it still has yet to show. After all, we, the fans of the series, are what will determine the series' future, along with newcomers. You can be faithful to the originals and not abandon every resource or fundamentals, but the new game could also have its own twist, which will then give the game its own identity, an iconic one at that. But yeah, I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.
We are